Good afternoon. On behalf of the U.S. Black Chambers, thank you for joining us today. My name is Elisa Joseph, and I'm Director of Programs for USBC. USBC is staying on top of the daily challenges taking place with the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP, and the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, or EIDL loan program. We are working to ensure that you have the most up-to-date information to help you apply for needed funding and to determine which financing sources can be helpful to you. But it's just as important that we highlight ways to keep your business earning much-needed revenue during this critical time. Today, we are joined by Martin Guerrero, e-commerce specialist with Square, to discuss ways the company is helping businesses sell their products and services online. As always, if you have any questions, please submit them to us using the form at usblackchambers.org/cares-act/. You can also register for our upcoming webinars and send your questions on those topics in advance. Let me tell you a little bit about Martin. Martin Guerrero is an e-commerce specialist with over 10 years in the website and domain name industry. As a member of the sales enablement team at Square, he has been helping Square sellers broaden their customer base with an online presence, providing both on-site and online educational programs centered around e-commerce solutions. Martin is the Latinx community lead in Scottsdale, Arizona, and participates in cross-functional projects supporting Spanish-speaking small businesses and other community and third-party partners nationwide. So welcome, Martin. Thank you so much for joining us to share how Square is helping restaurants, retailers, and other businesses with solutions that reshape their firms into e-commerce enterprises.
Great. Thank you for having me. Very happy to be here today and to talk on this topic.
Well, we welcome you again. So we're going to just jump right into it. Many small businesses have been very hard hit during this pandemic. For those who had customers walking through their doors every day or were working face-to-face with clients or large groups of people, social distancing and stay-at-home orders have really taken a toll on them. I'm sure Square is no different. How did Square have to pivot or readjust its 2020 business plans once COVID-19 hit?
Thank you for the question. You know, I'm not the right person to speak to that, but what I can tell you is how I've personally seen many small business owners adjust during these times. It's a very innovative time for small business as they're having to convert to new markets. Some are having to offer delivery, curbside pickup, and takeout options for the very first time, learning how to ship packages to their loyal customers who want to support them and keep them in business. And many are launching websites for the very first time, and that's where I come into play and help. Many are launching a website for the very first time, including a personal friend of mine who had just purchased a food truck right at the beginning of March, right before all the shelter in place orders went in. She had purchased a food truck, was ready to roll, but realized that having people come to the food truck and paying cash or a credit card and having to handle that wasn't a very safe way to work. So she reached out to me about wanting to get a website up and running. So we did just that, right? We set up a website for her for her customers to be able to go online, place their orders, pay online, so no money is changing hands in person. And then they just went, picked up their order, picked it up curbside, and we're ready to go. Very minimal, if any, contact between the two, keeping everything really hygienic and safe for them and her customers. And it's been doing really well because of that. So that's just one example out of many that we've seen here recently, people having to pivot their own business to do things they didn't have to do before.
That's a great example, Martin. As a Square user myself, I mainly have utilized your services, at events where we've had payment of registration fees. I've used the invoicing every once in a while, and that's connected to my QuickBooks Online account. But the ability for businesses to really have these resources, I think, is so important. And with social distancing now, so many events have been canceled. Very large events may not be back until 2021. And so how can Square help business owners these days beyond that in-person point of sale?
Great question. Yeah, Square, that's how we came up, right, was with the in-person sale, being able to plug into your phone and take credit cards in person. That obviously has changed as of recently. We do offer our online store, which has been immensely popular, being able to take your Square library, your item library, and place that online for your customers to purchase and not have to have that interaction with cash or with a credit card. And you also mentioned one of our more popular options is invoices, where you can email someone an invoice, they can pay it right from their phone with their credit card, and you receive the payment. Again, contactless payment. We even have our appointment software where you can set up appointments for services or even, virtual services, right? Everyone's doing everything via Zoom nowadays. And we even have our virtual terminal where you can take payments right from your website, right from just your personal laptop.
Oh, that's great. We know that restaurants and retailers have been hit especially hard. What's Square doing to support those businesses? And as you speak to that, I'm just going to have people, take a glance at that slide.
Great. Yeah, we've developed and launched the ability for our customers to offer curbside pickup and delivery as part of the checkout flow. Again, previously we had our online store, and you could do pickup, but it was more in the flow of, order online, walk into the business, go up to the counter and pick it up. But of course, with shelter in place, that all changed. So we had to be able to pivot to let them offer curbside pickup, where they could still place an order and just drive up either through a pickup window or even just pull up to the curb and have someone come and deliver it, hand it to them. And that's one of the ways we've helped our sellers, continue staying in business. We also have a partnership with Shippo, which gives our customers discounts on shipping labels and rates in order, for our retailers who are still wanting to offer their goods and services. And you'll be able to find a lot more specific and searchable information right in our resource hub at squareup.com.
I have obviously used curbside delivery more than once during this shelter in place. And so as we look at the next slide, I'm really interested in the programs that you have that are not only helping to improve curbside pickup, but also address some shipping access issues for small businesses and other things. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Our new curbside pickup option on your website allows your customers to request pickup and get text message notifications when the order is ready, even allowing for no contact delivery option that's really popular as of late, where you can order online and say, hey, leave it on the front porch on the patio furniture there, or leave it just right at the door, ring the bell, but no face-to-face interaction has to happen. And then even allowing for for curbside pickup, hey, I'm in this type of vehicle, so they know, okay, this package is going out to the red pickup out front or the blue sedan out front. And again, I mentioned Shippo, who is our partner for retail, doing shipping, giving small businesses the ability to ship packages at lower rates, helping to compete with some of the bigger brands out there that offer free shipping. You can do that with us as well, but just being able to get really, really competitive rates on shipping labels is a game changer for a lot of small businesses.
Absolutely. So I'm a restaurant owner, for example, and been really hard hit. My business has really suffered. What would I have to do to have a Square storefront? And our next slide will really share some of the Square online solutions. But can you talk us through what Square is doing to make that process as simple as possible for me, the novice, who might struggle with trying to get a site fully functional?
Gotcha. And sorry to hear about your restaurant there. I know that's an area that.
It's not me. It's just my example.
Oh, gotcha. Well, no, it's a great example because the restaurant industry has been hit very, very hard. In order to have a storefront with Square, you really just need to have an account at squareup.com. It's free to sign up for. The online store is a part of the overall account. And one of the differentiators there is you can have an absolutely free website up and running that offers curbside delivery, shipping, taxes, really anything that a full e-commerce solution offers, absolutely for free. So, we have a lot of our businesses getting on there and just doing the free version to get up and running and taking orders and staying in business. So not anything you need to have a lot of technical expertise with. It's designed with the novice user in mind, right? We walk you through the flow, add this, make sure you add this to keep it all up and running for you. Very smooth and easy.
one of the great news items that we heard last week was that Square had been approved to provide lending to its customers after being certified by the SBA. Can you tell us a little bit about, as we bring up this next slide, what's been happening? I know this is not your area of expertise, but what's been happening around Square as they are now an approved SBA lender for both PPP as well as EIDL? What size loans might they be looking at? What information do you have in terms of a customer, one of our listeners and viewers, sending in an application?
Yeah, we are an approved SBA lender for the Paycheck Protection Program. At this time, because of program limitations and customer demand, we're processing applications on Square sellers only. However, we'll continue to keep everyone updated via our Paycheck Protection Program page. As for the forms necessary to apply, you must follow SBA guidance to apply. You can also learn a whole lot more from Jackie Reeses, who's the head of Square Capital, who frequently is on Twitter sharing information about their program and all the recent updates. So that's a really good resource.
Great. And you know what? I will circle back with you after our conversation as we put up just a little bit of information about Square, because one of the things that I think is so important, not only is it, once you put up a site, being able to just manage through it, but also making sure that you keep your business safe. So how do business owners keep their online businesses and revenues safe from tampering? And how do they recognize fraud and scams that could jeopardize their sites or customer data? I'm going to be sharing on our website under our COVID area some things that the FBI and the Justice Department are recommending, but what does Square do, and how does Square help protect its businesses that are its customers?
Yeah, no, great question. I mean, our customers use Square to run their businesses and manage their finances, and they entrust us with really sensitive information so we can help them do that. We take that trust extremely seriously, and we invest heavily in data privacy and security to help ensure our customers' information is protected. And one example is every single one of our websites is secured, so all transactions are secure on the site. They're all encrypted. But scams and frauds are unfortunate hazards of the digital age. When you accept a credit card purchase, there's always a chance that the card or card information was stolen and is now being used for fraud. Square works really hard to catch unusual activity and notify you of fraud or potential scams. But you are always, the first and best line of defense. And some of those tips you have posted there are really, really great. Some of the same ones that we would recommend. But yeah, I would definitely recommend everyone who's watching this to read through that.
I think it's so important what you said for ways for business owners to stay safe. And the fact that Square does offer encrypted sites, I think is a really not only interesting, but an important part of making sure that not only do businesses stay safe, but that businesses can have that level of trust with Square, that they don't have to worry about someone hacking them. They only need to worry about trying to sell their products at this point. So
exactly, one less thing for them to worry about.
Absolutely, absolutely. So in addition to that, what other resources are available on Square to help business owners? And we're going to transition to the next slide to just talk through some of those resources, as well as any top 3 tips that you might have for businesses that might be interested in using Square.
Great. Yeah, we've launched a resource page that can be accessed right from squareup.com. You'll see a notice on there as soon as you go about our resource hub. It's full of information about everything COVID-19 related, as well as webinars and town halls we've offered recently. We've offered quite a few in regards to how to get online, and just in some town halls with small business owners and how they're coping and pivoting in this new era that we're under due to COVID-19. Some of the tips we have, my first tip, it's going to be pretty simple, is just learn more about us. If you're not already a Square seller, feel free to read our Account Square blog and go through our website. Ton of resources there. Figure out if we're a good fit for you and your business. Then I highly recommend checking out our resource hub. It's a one-stop shop, for all of our information, and you guessed it, resources for small business owners. Really easy to navigate, straightforward. And then one of my favorite resources is sellercommunity.com. That's a forum where businesses can ask questions and interact with their peers. A lot of the questions that people will post there are actually answered by other Square business owners who are there, who have been through what you're going through now, and can give you the best guidance and tips on how they solve their problem that you're having.
That is such great information, Martin. I have a couple of questions from folks who have sent in our form. One of the questions has to do with integration. So Square offers a number of different products and services. If you become an online business e-commerce provider through Square, how do all these things interconnect? What are some of the integrations that Square has around its products and services?
That's a really good question. And that's why Square is usually a great option for most small businesses, because of a lot of our products, almost all of our products do interact with each other. So you've got your online store, which pulls from your in-store items, right? So you have your point of sale with all your items in there that you sell. We take those items and move them over onto the online site so you can sell them there as well. And then the online store integrates with Square Loyalty. It works with Square gift cards, with Square appointments, right? So all those things all work together with Square marketing. So it really is a one-stop shop for a small business to be able to run, to start a business, grow your business, run your business all from one central location, and having all your data and all your customer information really all in one place.
As a business owner, taking payments online is really important. Taking payments mobilely is very important. What about the payment processing side? I know that we had a slide up around Square Online, but can you talk about processing time and fulfillment? Because I think that's so important for a business owner really struggling to make ends meet, really needing to know that they're not going to have to wait, 30 to 45 days for a payment. Tell us a little bit about that payment processing side.
Yeah, we do offer a couple of options there. We do even have, instant deposit options where you can get your deposits immediately. But normally, just a normal processing time to get payments is usually going to be within 24 to 48 hours.
That's great. That is great. So, Martin, I really want to thank you for sharing these programs and telling us how easy it is to access them. Before we close, are there any tidbits or jewels of information you'd like to leave with us?
Yeah, we're constantly, and thank you for having me today. We're constantly building and innovating on behalf of small businesses. You can keep up with that work on our resource hub or our Town Square blog. Within those resources, you'll find all the information on everything we offer, what's changing, and how we're working with other companies. For example, right now, you can learn more about how we're working with Skillshare to provide virtual learning opportunities for businesses right now for free. So that's just one of the many free offerings that we have for small businesses to be able to grow personally and in their business life.
Thank you again, Martin. This was a really interesting and dynamic conversation. We really appreciate you sharing your insight, sharing your counsel with us, and look forward to working with Square in the future. So thanks again.
Absolutely. It was my pleasure. And again, to everyone out there, please stay safe. Looking forward to doing business with everyone again here in the near future.
Our next webinar, Protecting Your Workplace, will be next Thursday at 2 p.m. Please feel free to send your questions in advance through our form at usblackchambers.org/cares-act/. And all of our webinar sessions are available online and available on demand, so you can access them anytime. You can look at them any time of day. But please feel free to check out the schedule. We have some really good webinars coming up in the next few weeks. Finally, please visit usblackchambers.org for updated information on our PPP on the PPP program, EIDL, and other COVID-19 issues. If you're not a member, please consider being a member with us to continue to receive valuable information from USBC. Until next time, enjoy your day and please stay safe. And we're out. Martin, thank you.
Thank you.